everyone, hope you're all well and you're all keeping safe still. Today I'm back again with the week 2 of the Active Sussex and the Reboot programme, aimed for teenagers and their families all to take part in. So today what I'm going to be bringing you is we will be doing a stamina warm-up, which will be lots of running around, followed by a strength exercise. We'll then go into a general warm-up, as we always need to take part in that to get our bodies ready for the session ahead of us. We're then going to be doing some splits today, so we'll be doing a warm-up through splits and just taking our way into the different levels and just easing ourselves into it, and we'll see if we can have an improvement by the end of this whole programme. We're also then going to do some levers. I'll explain more about those when we get to them. Okay, so before we start, again, same as last week, make sure that you're in comfortable clothing, so t-shirt, leggings, shorts. Also bare feet is also better, as you won't slip around. Hair up if you've got long hair, no jewellery as well. Okay, and make sure you've got a drink nearby, as we will be taking water breaks too. Okay, so before we start, I'm just going to grab a quick drink, grab one yourselves if you need one, and then I'll explain what we're going to do. Okay, so what I've set out on the floor here, I've got one rope over here and another rope over here. So I'm going to be running back and forth up to the rope 6 times. Then when I've done 6, I'm going to give you a strength exercise to do, and we're going to do 10 reps of that exercise, followed by 6 more runs into another exercise. Now, if you don't have enough space in your houses to do the running around, you can just do the running on the spot until I say we're going to go into the exercise, and then just try and keep up at the same time as me. If you're outside, then you should have a little bit more space and you might be able to do it the same way as me. Okay? So, I'm going to start with 6 runs. I'm going to go back from this line up to the next line, and then we'll do a strength exercise. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is sit-ups. So bending knees, keeping feet flat on the floor, and try and go all the way up and back down. If you need to put your feet underneath a sofa or something, or have someone sit on them, then that's absolutely fine as well. That's 4, 5, keep going, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Okay, back to your starting place, and let's get running again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do ankle raises. So feet together, place your hands on your hips, and we're going to lift up and down 10 times. 2, 3. Try and keep your ankles together at the top. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep it going. 9, 10. Good work, everyone. Right, let's get running again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're going to go back down onto the floor for this one. Okay, this time we're going to do an exercise called a crunchie. So, starting in a dish shape like this, when I count, you're going to tuck into a tuck shape and open back out to a dish shape. And we're going to do that 10 times. Everyone ready? So starting in this position, try and get your heads up off the floor, shoulders off the floor, legs off the floor. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good work, well done. Back into your starting positions. And 6 more runs, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done, okay. This time I'm going to take it into press-ups. So, if you can do your press-ups on your hands and your feet. If you struggle with that, like I do, you're going to do it just on your knees. So hands flat on the floor, knees up behind you, and try and get as low down to the floor as you can, getting your chest all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good, well done. Okay, back into your starting position, and let's go with a run. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well done. Okay, this time we're going to do an exercise called a squat stretch jump. So you have to squat all the way down to the floor. You can place your hands on the floor for this. Then when I count, we're going to jump up to the ceiling and back down again, making sure your arms go all the way up to your ears. Ready? And big jump. 1, 2, 3, bottoms down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Very good. Okay, back into your starting positions. We'll do a few more of these. Let's go. Two more. Excellent. Okay, this time, back onto the floor again. We're going to take it into something called a one-legged V-sit. So, you're going to lie down on the floor, arms back behind you. When I say 1, you're going to lift one leg up and reach up and touch that toe, and back down. Then on number 2, reach up and touch the other foot, and back down. And so on all the way up to 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, make sure you're swapping feet. 4, 5, hands all the way back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Back to your starting positions. I'm just going to do this one last time. Let's go. 3, keep going. Well done, we're halfway there. 4, 5, 6. Okay, well done. And to our last exercise. Laying on our tummies this time. So in gymnastics, we also practice another shape called an arch shape, which looks like this. So we're just balancing on our tummies. Everything else is lifted off the floor with our legs really long behind us. So we're going to do something called an arch lift. So you have to lay flat down to the floor, lift up to arch, and back down again. And we're going to do 10 of those. Ready? Lift. 1, and down. 2, and down. 3, down. 4, well done, keep it going. Down. 5, halfway there, down. 6, down. 7, try and go at the same time as me. Down. 8, down. 2 more. 9, and last one, 10. And down. Good work, everybody. Okay, let's take a quick water break there. Grab yourselves a drink, and then we'll get into our warm-up. Okay, well done. Right, if you need to, just going to give everything a shake. Shake those legs out after that running and those exercises. Okay, well done. Right, before we start our warm-up, we're just going to do some jumps like we did last week. So the first jump we're going to do is a stretch jump. And we're going to practice going into our landers. So when we land, you have to bend your knees and you keep your arms out in front of you so you don't move. And you have to try and stay really strong and no wobbling. So we're going to swing our arms up to our ears, do a big jump and stand still. Let's go. 1. And again. 2. And again. 3. Well done. 2 more. 4. And last one. 5. Excellent. Okay. Same as last week, we're going to do our tuck jumps. So you have to try and lift both your knees all the way up to your tummy. So you're closing your hip all the way. Try not to just bend your knees here and Also try not to let them go behind you. You have to lift both of them up as high as you can. And today, we're going to go back into this landing position. And we're just going to do 3 of these so you can try your best effort. 1. Well done. 2. 1 more. 3. Good work. Okay, well done. One more jump we're going to do before we head into our warm-up is a star jump. So, both legs have to go out in the air and join back in by the time you hit the floor. Again, we're going to land back into this landing position. Try not to move. Let's go. 1. 2. 1 more. 3. Excellent, well done. Okay. Right, before we start our warm-up, arms out to the side. Spin yourselves around, just to make sure we've got enough room. Swing those arms around. If we're touching something, try and find somewhere where you can stand in a bit more of a space, just so you don't hurt yourselves and you're nice and safe. Okay, legs shoulder width apart, arms down by our sides, heads up to the ceiling, hand down to the floor. Excellent, well done. And head side to side. Now before we always do any gymnastics, we always have to do this warm-up to get our bodies nice and ready for the session we have ahead. Okay, we're going to take one arm around backwards now. Keep it as straight as you can and as close to your ear. Swap arm. Well done. Okay, we're going to take both backwards now. Excellent. Okay, swinging one arm forwards this time. And swap arms. And both arms together. Excellent. Okay, we're going to place our hands on our hips and we're going to do big circles with our hips. Again, keeping your legs as straight as possible and swap sides. Well done, okay. We're going to take our stretch over to the side, hands on hips for now, and we're going to take it forwards and over to the other side. And this time we're going to try and bend backwards. I'll turn to the side so you can see. Straight legs, hands on hips, just leaning back as far as you can, looking up towards the ceiling. Excellent, okay. Right, we're going to repeat that with our arms up this time. So one arm up, leaning over to the side. We're going to lean forwards with a big stretch, both arms out. Hand back on hip, leaning over to the other side. And both arms up to ears, and just take a gentle stretch backwards. And back up to the middle, well done. Okay, going down nice and slow. Let's reach all the way down to the floor. And we're just going to hold it there for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a big stretch up, well done. And one more time, down to the floor. This time, hands out towards our toes. Holding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a big stretch up. Well done, okay, jumping your feet together, hands onto legs, and we're going to slide our hands down towards our toes and hold in that position for 10. Really relax into the stretch. Try not to pull yourselves out of it. 5 seconds left. And a big stretch to the ceiling. Good work, well done. Okay, onto our hands and knees now. Remember, always flat hands on the floor. And we're just going to gently rock forwards and backwards just to get those wrists all warmed up. We're going to be doing a lot of work on our hands later. So let's get these nice and mobile. Fingers to the side now, going side to side. Fingers facing your knees, rocking forwards and backwards. And fingers facing each other. Okay, right, we're going to sit backwards now, so our bottom's on our heels. Place your hands together. I'm just going to give our wrists a little bit of a wiggle. Make sure you're using it both directions. You can circle your wrists around. Just get them moving. Okay, stretch it out. Very good. Right, placing our hands on the floor, bottom staying on our heels still. And we're going to take it all the way through the middle, pushing up as tall as you can, keeping your feet together behind you. I'll turn to the side so you can see this position. So we're up into this stretch here. Feet together at the back, sitting up as tall as you can. And take it back again. Stretch it out. Stretch your fingertips as far away from you as you can, so you're really feeling the stretch through your shoulders. And back through the middle. Okay, this time, same as last week, bending our legs, trying to take our heads back as far as you can, touching your toes. Good work. Okay, sitting into a pike position. So legs out long in front of us, Stretching up tall, we're going to lean forwards. Pick one foot up off the floor. Take it across and circle our foot all the way around in one direction and swap and circle it the other way too. Well done, okay, hold on to that leg, stretching your leg out. And sitting up again. Lean over, pick the other foot up, cross it over and circle your foot round in both directions. Hold on to that leg and stretch out. Okay, try and lean forwards and pull both feet off the floor. Remember to keep your knees on the floor and try and stay in that position. Try not to bounce in and out of the shape. Good work. Okay, right, long legs again, pointed toes, sitting up tall, and we're going to lean as far forwards as you can. Try and get that head down and again really relax into that stretch. This one should be stretching down the backs of your legs on a muscle called your hamstrings. Well done, okay, opening up into a straddle. Right, today we're going to take both hands across and reach it as far along the floor as you can, trying to get your head as close to your leg as you can. And remember to keep your other leg that you're not using flat on the floor. Try not to lift it up so you've got a gap. Well done, right, hands on the floor the other side and slide them down as far as they go. Well done, okay, hands to the middle and again, slide into the middle just as far as you can go. Hold it where you can feel a stretch, but where it is still comfortable too. I don't want you to be in pain when you're doing this. But again, make sure it is stretching. Okay, well done. Right, bring those legs together. And we're going to drop our knees down to the floor, keeping your feet together. And knees up and down like a butterfly. Okay, hands on the floor, sliding down as far as you can go. And get your head down as close to the floor as possible too. Well done. Right, okay, today we're going to do a shoulder stretch before we head into our splits. So I'll turn to the side so you can see, and then I'll also turn backwards so you can also see. So you're just going to keep your legs flat on the floor, hands behind you, fingertips, try and stay together. So if you can, lock your fingers together at the back. And then you should try and keep them together as far down as possible. And all you're going to do is walk your hands out, just until it's comfortable, but again, you're feeling that stretch. And we're just going to hold it there. So you should be feeling the stretch down here in your shoulders. Okay? If it's a bit uncomfortable in your elbows, then come up a little bit higher. You shouldn't be feeling any pain anywhere else. I'll turn my back to the camera so you can see. Fingers close together. And just down as far as possible. Okay, give those arms a shake. Well done, good work. Okay, right, we're going to head into our lunges now, then into splits, then we're going to get ourselves a quick drink before we're doing some lever work. So, for our lunges, front leg is bent, but your knee has to be over your foot. You don't want it too far forwards like this, and you don't want it too far backwards here. So bending that knee, back leg straightens, and you're pressing this hip down into the floor. Just holding that position there. Getting nice and ready to go into some splits later. And sit back on that knee. And try and lean forwards over your leg. Keeping your front leg straight. Well done, okay, swap legs. So, front leg bent, hand placed either side, and straighten that back knee, and press your hip down to the floor. Knee down, straighten your front leg and reach forwards over your leg. Very good, well done. Okay, so we're going to start with front splits and afterwards we'll move on to some side lunges and then into some box splits too. So to start front splits off, both knees on the floor. You're going to place one leg forwards, back into this position we were just in. Now you keep this back leg exactly where it is. Try not to let this knee move around. It has to try and stay in a straight line, which means your hips will be facing forwards, which is the perfect position for splits. Hands are going to go either side of your leg, and just slide your front leg down as far as you can go into your splits. And we're just going to sit there and hold that position. If you're up here, that's absolutely fine. Doesn't matter where you are, just as long as you are feeling that stretch, keeping your hips facing forwards. It's no good trying to sit in splits like this, because this doesn't stretch and it's not the correct position either. So try and sit in that correct position. If this is too easy for you, if you are super flexible, you can try and raise something underneath your foot, so your foot goes a little bit higher, and then you can drop down into splits. Okay, well done. Right, that was my good leg, and that's feeling a little bit stiff, so let's try it onto the other leg now. So again, same position to start with. Back leg square, hips facing forwards, front leg straight, hand either side, and we're going to slide down into splits. Now you might find you have one better leg than the other leg, which is perfectly normal. The last leg was my better leg. This one is a bit stiff, so I'm just going to hold it in this position. I'm feeling the stretch, but it is an agony as well. Again, if you are flexible on both legs, you can place something under this foot as well. I'm just going to hold it there, and then we can see week by week if we can see an improvement in our splits. Remember, you can also practice these at any time. Just make sure you are warm up before you go into your splits so you don't injure yourselves. Okay, well done. Right, before we do our box splits, which are my worst splits, we're going to practice our lunges first. So we're going to bend down to the side, keeping this heel flat on the floor. Try not to go onto your toe, and this knee should be facing up to the ceiling. Okay, and swap sides. Place one hand forwards and one hand backwards, so you can balance yourself out. Okay, well done. And take it over to the other side again. This time you can flex this foot, and you should get a little bit more of a stretch up your leg. Also with this knee, try and have it facing upwards rather than forwards and down to the floor. And swap sides. Flexing that foot again. Very good. Okay, bring it into the middle, hands down on the floor, and just slide your feet out as far as you can go. Ooh, that's stiff. And we're just going to hold it in that position. You can go down to your elbows if you want. Just let the weight go down to the floor, so you're getting that stretch. I'm going to come out of this position. I had a knee operation last year, and that's a little bit uncomfortable. Again, if you do have any injuries or anything, and anything is uncomfortable, don't push yourself through. Just come out, sit out for this bit, and join in at the next stage. Well done, everybody. Keep it there. 5 more seconds. Try and make sure those knees are really straight. And out we come. Well done. Good. Right, so we are ready to go into our gymnastics work now. But before we do, let's just quickly grab ourselves another drink. Okay, so before we start this one, you might want to try and find something that will help you out, as it is really difficult to do all of these straight onto the floor. So we're going to start off higher, so it can just be a ledge, it can maybe be the sofa if it's comfortable enough for you, a chair, but just be careful it doesn't topple over, a stool if you've got a stool, so I'm going to be using this stool here, just something that's a little bit off the ground, just to help us out. Okay, so type of levers we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a straddle lever, a pike lever, some tuck levers, and also something called a planche, which I can't actually do, but I will try and explain it to the best I can so you can give it a go too. Okay, I'm just going to move this out of the way, so don't move it yet. Okay, right, everyone's seated on the floor, and we're going to start in a straddle shape. So, a straddle lever is where we lift our whole bodies off the floor, just balancing up on our hands. I will try and give you a demonstration. Like that, okay? But before we do that, we're just going to do some exercises to try and help us get into that position. Again, as I've mentioned in all the videos before and today's video, anything you do on your hands have to be flat. No fingertips, as you'll damage your fingers or your thumbs, and even your wrists too. So nice flat hands. The first thing we're going to do is just try and lift our legs up and down off the floor, like this. Okay, see if you can do that a few times. Keeping your hands flat on the floor, so you're pressing into the floor, getting that weight through your wrists, ready for our full lever in a little while. So just lifting up and down. Good, okay. Placing your hands just by one knee, one hand and the other hand the other side, and you're just going to try and lift your bottom and your leg off the floor as much as you can. So you're just transferring the weight through your wrists here. Okay, well done. Have a couple of goes over that leg. When you do it as well, try not to have bent arms. Try and push down into the floor. So you're really, really strong through your arms. Okay, taking it over to the other side, and we're going to try and lift up that side as well. Both hands flat on the floor if you can, try not to lift up to your fingers. Let's have another go, lifting up. Very good. Hands in the middle, and this time we're going to keep both of our feet pressing into the floor and just lifting our bottoms up off the floor, like this. So your shoulders need to go forwards a little bit more on this one. Fingers facing forwards, try not to have your hands sideways and definitely not backwards. Fingers forwards and to try and lift yourselves up. Have a few goes of that one. Well done. So this is where our stool comes into use. So grab something like a stool or a sofa if that's possible, or a chair, or anything that's just raised off the floor a little bit. Hands, you just need to grip over the front of it and have your legs in straddle, so one leg either side, and just have a few tries of lifting yourself up and back down. Okay, and lifting up and down. Now the aim for this is to try and get your legs up the same height as whatever you're balancing on, because if you can manage that, then you should be able to definitely hold it on the floor for a second or two. If you're really good, you might even be able to hold it for a lot longer. So just have a few more practices of that. So make sure those hands are just over the edge, straight arms, and lifting those legs and your bottom all up at the same time. Okay, before we move on to the next one, just take yourself down to the floor, have a couple of tries. So flat hands and lifting ourselves up. Oh, my legs feel heavy these days. That's it, have a couple more tries. Really pressing down into the floor, keeping your arms straight. Excellent, okay, good. Right, let's move on to a pike lever now. So we're just going to do the exact same preparations as what we did a minute ago. So first of all, this time we're going to do both legs together. So hands either side of your legs, roughly by your knees, and lifting your legs up and down. Just do it as many times as you can. Keeping your legs really straight. And again, lifting those legs up and down. Very good, well done. Okay, keeping your arms straight, we're just going to try and lift our bottoms off the floor this time. Keeping your heels pressed down into the floor. So we're going to lift all the way up. Just try and hold it for a couple of seconds. And back down again. Well done, have a few more tries of that. So strong arms, pressing down into the floor, lifting your bottoms up, and back down. Excellent, well done. Okay, let's head back over to our stools. So, sitting on the edge, again, hands need to go either side now, so you might need to find something a bit wider if you need to. Your hands might need to go out a little bit further. Whenever you're doing these levers, make sure your hands are shoulder width apart as well. So you don't want them too close, definitely not too wide either. Okay, so legs out, and let's just see if you can lift everything up off the floor. Well done. So some of you might find this one easier, some of you might find this one harder, it doesn't matter. Just give it a good go. Well done. Have a couple more tries. And if you feel like you can, try and take it down onto the floor and see if you can practice it down there as well. Okay, well done. Good. Right, while I'm sitting here, I'm just going to demonstrate the next one. So we're just going to try and lift up in a tuck shape. So like our tuck jumps we did earlier, that nice shape in the air where you're close with your hip, we're just going to try and lift into that position, starting off on your stools first. So just lifting up. So try and get everything off the floor. So you've got your feet off the floor, bottoms up off your stools, and keep your arms really strong. Good. See if you can hold them for about 5 seconds. Remember, fingers facing forwards, not sideways or backwards, so we don't want to damage your wrists. And again, you can take that one down to the floor as well, and you can give that a try down there too. I'll just give you a minute or so just to keep practicing all these different shapes. So you can go back to your straddle ones if you want to. You've got your pike and also your tuck shapes too. Good, well done. That's it. Okay, we're just going to try one more. I'm just going to give you a little bit longer to give these other shapes a bit of a practice. If you can in your straddle and pikes as well, try and make your legs as straight as you can. Try not to let those knees bend. Just give it your best shot. Okay, last one we're going to do. I definitely can't do this one, so I'm going to explain it as best as I can. So just starting kneeling down on the floor, you're going to place your hands either side of your legs again, but shoulder width apart, arms not too wide, keep them in nice and close. And you're just going to try and lift your bodies up off the floor in this same position. So we're lifting up to that. Now I can only jump into that position, I can't hold it. I'm just going to go grab something and see if I can actually hold that one for you. So I've just got some parallettes here. If you do have anything like this that you can place your hands on, you might actually find it a little bit easier to balance. So I'll face the side again. Let's see if I can do it this way. Oh, just about. Have a couple more tries. With this one, also try not to let your knees rest onto your arms. It is quite difficult though. I just noticed I was doing that. Good try. Okay, well done. Right, grab yourselves a quick drink before we go into our cool down. Well done everybody, okay. Right, because we've done a lot of work on our arms, shoulders and wrists today, we're just going to stretch those wrists out. So gently just press into one wrist and then up to the ceiling. And with the other hand, press that wrist down and then fingers up and press into it. Good, just give them a bit of a wiggle around, not too fast, just slow movements. Always support your forearm if needed, and just move those wrists around a little bit. Okay, stand sideways to the camera. Place your fingers together at the back, standing up tall, and just lift your arms up as far as they'll go into that shoulder stretch. You should be feeling that all the way down your arms as well. That's it. Just hold that one there. Very good, okay. Right, cross one arm over your body, other arm goes over near to your elbow and pull into that stretch. Feel that across your shoulder, your arm and into your back. Well done. And into the other arm. Very good, okay, right, we're just going to stretch those hamstrings out, so stretching up tall and just relax all the way down to the floor as far as you'll go and just hold that position, try not to bounce around. Hold down, stay there. Excellent, well done. Okay, good work today everybody, that was quite a challenging week. That's all I have time for week 2 of the active Sussex and the Reboot session. Join me again next Wednesday at 3 p.m. and I will bring you another session with lots of different stuff to do as well. Also, place a comment down below if there is anything that you would like to try or you'd like me to try and show you to do, and then I can base a session around that. Also, you can join all the other different activities that are going on through the Active Sussex website and just give lots of different sports a try. Well done, looking forward to seeing you all next week. Bye!